Good morning. Here we are in beautiful downtown Douglasville, right here in Wortham Park, right across from the main street of downtown Douglasville. And we have with us Dr. Leslie Griffin, who is doing something really unique and really exciting in downtown Douglasville. And that's what we want to talk about a little bit today. But before we start, we're in the middle of a housing study, if you will. It's a 3-year study that the city of Douglasville has undertaken in conjunction with Department of Community Affairs, the Atlanta Regional Commission, and we also have a great partner in it in West Georgia University. So we're excited about, first of all, the housing study. And last Saturday, we were out here starting our first time with a housing study to evaluate the housing inventory in Douglasville. And a part of that study is to evaluate and study all of the properties, residential housing within Douglasville. You may ask, well, why do you do that? Well, you hear us so many times talk about jobs, excuse me, and economic development, but you need to know as a part of that about your housing inventory so that when you're talking to prospective businesses about coming to Douglasville, you can also talk with them about the inventory. Also, when you have housing that is not up to the standard that you would like to have it, if you don't know what it is, you can't do anything to correct it. So that's part of the study. So our first time out to do that survey was last Saturday. And when we were up here in the gazebo in the middle of Wortham Park, I looked across the way and across the street and saw this beautiful renovation going on that for some reason I had not seen. So I went over to try to find out who the owner was, and there was this charming lady out there on the front porch with a trowel and concrete mixing up. And I asked her, I said, ma'am, do you know who owns this home? And she says, yes, I do. And with that, I'll introduce you to Dr. Leslie Griffin, who we're going to talk with today about why she's doing this, what she's done, and then what she plans to do. So, Ms. Griffin, tell us a little bit about, first of all, how you happen to pick this property.
So this property kind of fell in my lap. A realtor called and said, hey, I've got this probably tear down property if you're interested in rehabbing it. My husband and I have done some work before, so it's something that we're interested in doing. So I came out and looked at it, and it did look really bad. But we made a really low offer and got it. And then, yeah, we've just been slowly fixing it up. We got involved with HGTV. They've started a new show called Flipping Virgins. So we were accepted onto that show, and they've been filming us do this renovation, and that really has sped things up. It's
put a little pressure on you to get it
put a lot of pressure
finished.
It's a whole different world, the TV land world. So yeah, it's been an exciting opportunity for us, not or at least an experience, we'll say. So yeah, we've just been slowly fixing this property up. Well, I guess it's taken us 6 weeks. Today is our reveal day, or the open house. They're going to put it on the market and try to flip this house.
So from the very beginning to now, 6 weeks.
Once we started renovation.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk so our viewers will know exactly where the house is. If you look to your right, you see Highway 92, Wortham Park, and it's Highway 92 goes right across the tracks, right downtown. And this particular property is, let's see, 1, 2, 3. It's the 4th house off Highway 92 right here in downtown Douglasville. Let's talk a little bit quickly about the history of the house. How old is this house?
It's a very old house. The whole back half was kind of collapsing, and it's needed a lot of work. Yeah.
Needed a little TLC?
Yeah, all new plumbing, electric, everything. It's been a job. And we've tried to restore a lot of the original work. There's 4 fireplaces. They were old coal fireplaces, so we've re-exposed those. Some of the really old, beautiful wood we were able to kind of bring out and turn into mantles and things like that. So it's been a real kind of labor of love. We really like this area. We've had a lot of interest. The neighbors have been great. Lots of the community have come and just helped us work. Elijah down the street came and helped us paint one day. We've just really been, we've had a lot of support from the community. And this is a great area. A lot of people will just want to be able to walk across the street to the restaurants or schools, and we see the middle school track team running by after school every day. So it's been really, it's been a fun event.
Tell us a little bit about you. I think you were telling me earlier about some of the kids that were up here one day and walked over and wanted to help you spread mulch and just wanted to be engaged in what you were doing.
Yeah, everybody's just been super friendly and just very supportive and has offered help. And the middle school kids that were sitting here yesterday, just a nice group of young men offered to come help me throw mulch down and some grass seed, and I was very impressed.
And I think you said Elijah, who's a painter, lives right down the street, came up, spent the day with you, helped you paint, and he charged you how much?
Well, he wasn't going to charge us anything. Yeah, he didn't want anything. Just a super nice guy, and he was a professional painter, which really helped us a lot because we are not. So he made it look a lot better than we would have.
And it goes back to the core of what we've talked about earlier and what I've talked about as it relates to revitalizing downtown Douglasville. It's about a community pulling together, neighbors helping neighbors, and getting back to really the way we used to live. We've come full circle with that. Used to, we had communities, people lived, worked, played in their community, and then we started branching out. We built subdivisions, we moved out, we put the businesses in one place, the shopping in another, and then we had subdivisions scattered about. And we've come full circle to people looking for a sense of community and not being disconnected or disjointed with their communities. And I think what you're doing here is evidence of that. When I came by last Saturday and saw it, came in and started talking, Dr. Griffin was talking about the fireplaces and whatnot, but you were actually in there with a trowel and mortar and laying the bricks and actually saved some of the old, what were we talking about? 115, 20-year-old home.
116,
116 right here in downtown Douglasville, but it's a classic example of what can be if you have that vision and you can see you can turn it into.
Yeah, and this is such a great place with the park here, the restaurants across the street. I just feel like Douglasville has so much potential. You know, we could really utilize a lot of both sides of the train track and just kind of the small town railroad feel. It's just a really cute little area. Yeah, we also had two ladies stopped by one weekend we were here working that had grown up in this house. So they had a lot of great stories. Yeah. Lots of great stories about all the properties in the area. And that was really interesting.
And that was totally unrehearsed. But like you said, you know, we have so much to offer in Douglasville. We have such a rich history. And that's the thing that we're working to do, to bring that history back, to get people to come and see and realize what downtown Douglasville has to offer. And so when I saw it, met you, talked about what you're doing, I wanted to be able to share that with our viewers so they also could know and see what's going on in downtown Douglasville. And it appears from HGTV, I think you're actually going to be the pilot show for this new show that they're doing.
Yeah, it's a new show. It's called Flipping Virgins. They've got 4 pilot episodes, so we're one of their first 4, just to see if it can make it or not.
Oh, I'm sure it can make it. But like I said, the biggest thing that I wanted to get on and show our viewers what you've done and the passion that you've had for it and the passion that you have for downtown Douglasville and that vision of what it can be. We've already accomplished a lot of things in Douglasville with where we are, but to be able to stand here, have a house right across the street that you can walk to the park, that you can walk downtown to eat. 16 years ago, I did the same thing. I didn't renovate a new home, but I built a house not too far from downtown because I also wanted to live downtown where I could take and run the sidewalks in the evening, if I wanted to walk to town, and it's just a really neat thing to be able to do. So we're glad to have you with us today.
Well, thank you.
We're glad to see what you're doing and the passion and the vision that you have for what downtown Douglasville is already, but then what it can go on to really be. So, Dr. Griffin, thank you for what you're doing. Keep it up, and we look forward to seeing the next new house. Thank you.